All right, so like I said, page 571 today, and definitely want to have your calculator out. And what we're going to do today is we're going to be using inverse trig ratios find angle measures. So last week we used regular trig ratios to find side lengths. Today we're going to use inverse sine, cosine, tangent to find angle measures. So there's a key concept on the top of page 571, and let's get this in your notes. That if angle A is an acute angle and the sine of A is x, then the inverse sine of x is the measure of angle A. Now, the wording part of this is, I think it sounds confusing. The symbol that I'm going to give you may seem confusing, but when you actually start doing the calculator operations, this is actually very, very simple. The symbol states if sine of A equals x, then we see this as sine -1, sine raised to the -1 power. You say it inverse sine. All right, so if sine of A is equal to x, then inverse sine of x is equal to the measure of angle A. So there's words. Here's the symbol version of the rule. And then this is how the rule works. So let's get that triangle drawn on your paper. From example 4 there. All right, so we've got this right triangle, ABC. We're given a side, the hypotenuse is 27. Side BC is 18. Use a calculator to find the measure of angle A to the nearest tenth. So here's how we do this. The measure of angle A to the nearest tenth. So we're looking at angle A right here. All right. We still have our acronym SOHCAHTOA. Now, looking at angle A, we need the measure of angle A, but we're given the opposite side and we're given the hypotenuse. In relation to angle A, we're given opposite and hypotenuse. Opposite and hypotenuse is sine. But this is simple. So here's what we do. We say inverse sine, which we write it out, sine to the negative first power, left parenthesis, and we write a fraction, or we write the ratio that sine represents, which is opposite over hypotenuse. All right? So the measure of angle A is equal to, in your calculator, you're going to type 18 divided by 27 and hit equals. Push the second button and then the sine button and hit equals again. And I've got my calculator set to second fix 1, and I get 41.8 degrees. Everybody see that? Type in the fraction. Hit equals. Second sine. And the number on your screen is the angle measure of A. So then if we're finding measures to the nearest tenth, if the measure of angle A is 41.8, then the measure of angle B is going to be equal to 90 minus 41.8. Because the two acute angles in a right triangle, they always sum 90 degrees. So 90 minus 41.8 is equal to 48.2. So now the third step, and they don't ask you to do that in this problem, but we're going to cover it now anyway, is we're going to find the third side of this triangle. All right? And that's just a review of what we did last week. So now, if you know that angle A is 41.8 and angle B is 48.2, and you need side AC, all right, you can use an X if you want, or you can use the letters AC. You can pick either one of these angles to use, all right? I'm going to use the 41.8. In relation to the 41.8, you can either use the hypotenuse or you can use side BC. You can use the opposite or the hypotenuse, but we're going to find side AC. I'm going to use the 41.8 and I'm going to use this 18. So what I'm dealing with here is adjacent and opposite, all right, or opposite and adjacent, and that's tangent. So now I can say tan 41.8 is equal to my opposite side, which is 18, over my adjacent side, which is AC. So that would be a multiply both sides by AC. The AC's over here cancel. And then we have AC times tan 41.8 equals 18. And we divide both sides by tan 41.8. On the left side, our tan 41.8's cancel, and our AC is equal to 18 divided by 41.8 regular tan, and hit equals, and 20.1 is the length of side AC. Now, when you're given a triangle and you find both of the acute angle measures and all the side lengths, that's called solving a triangle. So when you're asked to solve a triangle, that means to find all the angle measures and find all the side lengths. All right, using side lengths, you use regular sine, cosine, tangent. When you're finding angle measures, you use inverse sine, cosine, and tangent. All right, so let's look at the guided practice on the bottom of 571. We're going to do one more of these, and we're actually just going to solve the whole triangle. So let's take that guided practice 4A, triangle ABC again. BC is 6, AC is 20. The directions say use a calculator to find the measure of angle A to the nearest tenth. So we're going to find the measure of angle A first. And in relation to angle A, the two sides that are given are opposite and adjacent. Opposite and adjacent is tangent. So inverse tan of the opposite side over the adjacent side is equal to, so 6 divided by 20 equals, and then second tan equals 16.7. All right, so the measure of angle A equals 16.7. The measure of angle B is equal to 90 minus 16.7. Which is 73.3. And now we're going to find the hypotenuse. All right, side AB. So if this angle A is 16.7, again, you could use angle A or angle B. I'm going to use angle A. I'm going to use the 6, which is opposite, and I'm going to find the hypotenuse. Opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So we say sine 16.7 equals the opposite side over the hypotenuse, which is what we're trying to find, side AB. Multiplying both sides by AB again. The AB's on the right cancel, and our AB times sine 16.7 is equal to 6, and we're going to divide both sides by sine 16.7. So our side AB is equal to 6 divided by 16.7 sine and equals. So 20.9. All right, and again, we solved the triangle. We found the two acute angle measures, and we found the third side length. So again, when we're finding angle measures, we're using inverse sine, cosine, tangent. When we're finding side lengths, we use regular sine, cosine, and tangent. All right, so any questions on that new bit of information today? All right, so here's your practice for today. we'll start it on page 573. Scroll through 15. And then over on the next page, 36 through 45. And again, remember that your assignment is all of these problems. The expectation is that you're checking your odd answers in the back of the book. If your odd answers are right, chances are your even answers are right. And if your odd answers aren't right, that you're coming to me and we're finding out what you're doing wrong and getting you on the right path. So if there's no questions, that's all I have for today. There's your practice. Make sure you're checking focus outside of class for electronic assignments.